I come from a Mau Mau background. My grandfather was Mau Mau, and every year, every December, my dad would take us to Muranga. And so we lived, they grew up in a piece of land that my grandmother had to buy. My grandfather was in detention for 7 years. He was detained for 7 years. After detention, he went and worked as a cook for a white family. And he would, you know, well, let's not talk about what he would do. But I learned everything I know about the true history of colonialism and our liberation as a country. And it is not liberation. It was just a switch from white colonialists to black colonialists. We are a nation that has not been fully liberated. Our illusion of freedom is because we have people of our skin color in office, but their interests are not us, you know? And I get a bit emotional when I remember my grandfather, because he would tell me and teach me things, and I get angry when I remember all the lies we would be taught in our history books about who fought for what, who was a freedom fighter, who wasn't, and it's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm a mother of 3, married to a wonderful man who tolerates my madness, if I can put it that way, Musembi. And my children are 17, the other one is turning 13, and the third one is turning 9, 2 girls and a boy. She just did her A-levels, and I mean O-levels, and brought me all A's, amen.
Six after you.
I think it's the dad. At 42, what do I know for sure now that I wish I knew before? I wish I followed my passion earlier in life. I've been doing what I'm doing for about, give or take, 10 years now. And I have some regrets. I wish I took that bold step. I've always wanted to do what I'm doing, but I just didn't do it when I was much younger, with much more energy. So I don't know how long I'll continue to do this, but I don't see myself stopping, because I had to quit a very well-paying job to do what I do. And I wish I just started earlier than just thinking about, you know, the paycheck, you know, the lifestyle. So things changed, of course, because I had this job that I was assured of a salary every single month, to now, before I got consistent with my communication consultancies, everything was voluntary. It is still voluntary. I'm not paid to do what I do. So I use my resources mostly, and well-wishers also at times come in, family, friends, come in and support a lot of the work that I do.
Zima, 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 Zima KPLC, Zima, 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 Zima KPLC.
Before I start doing some of these things, I'm like, okay, I've been arrested how many times? I think 13 by now over the years. But you find it's one of those things that you're arrested, you're really not charged, you're released, you don't get to see a day in court. So part of that is harassment, of course, by police. So if I was in my 20s, maybe I would have not minded so much about sleeping in the police cells. But right now I'm 42 years old, and I'm thinking, okay, every time I go to a protest, and actually the funniest thing, the last protest we did was arrest COVID-19 thieves. Okay, I was part of the organizers, and we did this about 7 to 8 counties. And where we were at Uhuru Park, we know that when we go to Uhuru Park, they'll come, they disperse us, blah, blah. So we strategized a little different, and we erupted in different parts of Nairobi at the same time. So the cops were like, okay, what is going on over here? That was really cool, by the way. But the cops at Uhuru Park were focused on arresting me. and they were, you know, zeroing in on, we need to get her. She's the one. She's, you know, that's Wanderi. We need to get her. And with all the tear gas and everything, you still are feeling safe when you're many. But we were not that many at Uhuru Park at that time. And in fact, I found it funny that the media reported that, oh, Kenyans did not turn out because there were so few people at Uhuru Park. But it was strategy. They came and focused on the group in Uhuru Park, because that's where we always start, at Uhuru Corner. And every other person was in other spaces doing their thing. And I was put on a boda boda by a colleague, in the, a fellow activist. When they realized what is going on and they're coming to zero in on me, they're like, Wanderi, they're coming for you, you need to leave now. So they stopped a boda boda that was just taking the Uhuru Highway roundabout, and I was put on it. I am terrified of boda bodas. For me, it is a fear. I don't take boda bodas. I'd rather walk. I'll walk 10 kilometers than be on a boda boda. Those things frighten me completely. I used to love motorbikes. In fact, for my 40th, I'd said I'll buy myself a motorcycle. Yes, that was my goal for my 40th, until boda boda came to Kenya. And I've seen the chaos and the drama and the accidents and just the ugliness of the boda boda industry. So I got such a fear from the boda boda thing. I was put on it, and I clung to this boda boda man, and he's like, Madam, unaniumiza, because I really went, dug into his skin. I'm like, you're going too fast. He's like, I'm actually not going too fast. Madam, unaniumiza, do I stop this? And I'm like, no, you need to go, because the cops now, some are coming like on a jog now towards where I was. And from Uhuru Park, we stopped at Hurlingham, the Total in Hurlingham, and the first thing I did when I came off was to just sit, just to feel the ground. You know, I felt the need to touch the ground, that I actually came off that boda boda. That's how terrified I was. So that experience was not funny. Now it's funny when I think about it, because nothing happened. I mean, everybody uses boda bodas all the time, but my experience with them has not been good. So yeah.